such an asshole.
All right, children, here we go. I'm so happy I wrote this book because I was right. I was right. We had that spate of young black men who needed help getting out of poverty. Right, black man's got out of poverty. Oh, what should I study? Worthless. And here we go. The menu. I gotta listen. I gotta keep the finger on the pulse, and this time I did it. So link down below again is the menu. Life without the opposite sex. You all keep asking me, Cappy, can you do the Superman thing and go around in a circle around the earth and turn it back in time? Which would make no sense whatsoever. But no, I can't. So, and it's just a short but sweet one. He's okay with that. Nick writes, hey, just got a year-long relationship with a beautiful, though unstable 24-year-old. I'm 38. Really? A beautiful hot chick in her 20s is mentally unstable? No. I'll tell you a story. This is it has nothing to do with this, but it's something that you younger men should keep an eye out for. When I was young and stupid as well, all beautiful girls go, the prettier, the more obviously you're attracted to them, which is an obvious statement. But I dated enough that whatever natural biological hardwiring had been there, the epigenetics or my experience overrode it. So a new software, a new code had been placed in where, and I'm not making this up. I'm Scout's honor. Never was a Scout. That when I see an overly attractive woman, it's not like I'm scared, but it's like danger. Well, like, whoa, stay away from that. That's trouble. It really is like that. And they don't even have to be like 9s or 10s, but you get like an 8. It's like, okay, you put on the hot mitt. A 9 or a 10, especially the 10s, like, oh yeah, you don't even, like you could not, I just could even like want to go, I know it sounds, oh sure, you say that, but maybe I'm the only guy, but I bet you some of the older guys in the comment section might be able to tell you, but don't be surprised you get to the point where you're like, whoa, okay, no, you're 25 and super, yeah. Like, pick your hot little 20-something conservative girl. Like, whenever the new one comes up, no, no. So yeah, maybe you didn't date enough if you were 37 when you started dating her, but yeah, I'm sure she was really hot, and I hope the experience scarred you so that now you're a little bit more aware, a little bit more guarded. You reel in your expectations. I'm in a great position financially, self-made multimillionaire, fit and attractive. I want to find a quality of life and have kids. Oh. Are you new to the show? Are you living in a country that is not in the West? Are you from the United States? You have almost 4 decades of existence on this planet. You still believe in that? I hate to sound so dark and, oh, look how funny. Look, he's on the edge of the envelope. No. Go read the book of Numbers. There are so few marriage quality women. There are also so few marriage quality men, but I don't really service women here, all right? Dude, you gotta go read the book of Numbers to get your expectations in line with reality. I also am curious about what to do with lots of flexibility, where I can go and reside. Okay. Reconnaissance man, they'll tell you where you can go and reside. At summertime, I recommend you just go travel around the United States. Go have fun, figure out where you want to go. Go wherever you want to go. Go. Flexibility, and with lots of flexibility and time, it's whatever you want. Again, this is why I wrote the menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. We could go through all of it. I can name off the general ones. Well, join a social club, a fraternal order, look into religion, brush up on philosophy, adventure. Obviously, that's a big one for me. Reconnaissance. That's it. Find out where you should live in this country. That'd be the number one thing I would recommend you do. Or the world. Travel the world if you want. But I can't tell you what to do. You have to go. Aaron, what should that's ultimately what you guys are asking me. What should my point and purpose in life be? I can't answer that for you guys. You have to figure out what do you want to do in life, and then you go do it. And sometimes that process of figuring out what you want to do in life, that could take years, easily years. And the vast majority of people never had the luxury of finding out what they wanted to do in life. It was just work and survive and work the farm. And hopefully, typhus didn't get you. All right, so now we're here. I know this is new for the human brain. It hasn't caught up with the evolutionary, the technological advances. The brain hasn't evolutionized to keep up with it. But you all are pretty much facing an existential question, like, what do I do in my life? Aaron Clarey cannot answer that for you. I came up with a menu called The Menu: Life Without the Opposite Sex. And there's some recommendations, but I can't tell you what's going to be happy. And that's where trial and error is going to, I only have ideas, only recommendations. But you have to go and figure that out. So it was a very short and brief request. I appreciate that very much. And I said, how important is it? Do you have wife and kids? Wife and children are important. Video would be preferable. Send payment shortly. All right. I know I'm being me, where I'm like, ha ha ha, look at this guy over here want wife and kids. But that is normal. It's completely normal to want wife and kids because that's what humans have done for all of human existence until some feminists in the 60s came up with a better idea. And that actually isn't my theory. My theory is even worse. It's even worse than that. But for you may have noticed that there are not that many quality marriageable women. So there's nothing wrong with you wanting that. But this is where we go. Steak is not on the menu. Pull up that old video. Steak is likely not on the menu. I can check the back, sir, to see if we have women and children, or wife and children on the menu. But I'm pretty sure they're out. And I've gone over this a million times before. What you got to do to increase your chances. That's what the Book of Numbers was. If you don't want to read the whole thing, just read the last chapter. I go through statistically, but I could break it down for you here. Work out, be tall, be good looking, be wealthy. Ask out a lot of girls. The number one thing, ask out a lot of girls. It is a chore, and you should have zero expectations. But it is going to be like I call it a full-time, part-time job. Like it is a dedicated part-time job, like the gym, which ironically is also why you would go to get the girl. So. But I have to level with you, man. I don't think you're going to find a wife and children. I mean, I don't think it's like a 0% chance or a 1% chance. It all depends on how much work and effort you put into it. I mean, how much do you want it? That's really what you could significantly increase your chances if you spend a lot of time pursuing that. You're going to have to ask out a lot of girls. You're going to have to date a lot of girls. Now, admittedly, you could find the right one right off the bat. There is luck involved. But I was at a wedding where a good friend of mine, she got married at 46. And the guy she married was also like in his late 40s. And they finally found each other. They were so exasperated. The question is, was that worth it from the age of 13 to 46 or 47, 45? What is that, 30 odd years? Is that worth 3 decades of your life of constantly going out, asking girls out, sifting through the sewer of America to catch that one prize trophy trout that might be in there? It's gonna suck. It wasn't fun 25 years ago. It wasn't fun 20 years ago. It's not fun today. It's going to be a job. So how important is it to you? So if you got to do the calculus on that, you got to do the cost benefit analysis. Is a at least 5-hour a week job of going on Tinder or whatever the app is, asking girls out, getting shot down, having to come up and build up your courage and come up with something witty, always being on stage, always trying to be charming and charismatic. Even when you're on fire, it gets tiring. And you've got to keep that up at least for a decade. Oh, good luck. And then you got to go on actual dates, where I guess it wouldn't be as painful, because if I were more mercenary like I am today, like if the girl wasn't impressing me like within 10 minutes, I'm like, yeah, this date ain't going anywhere. here's the money for your coffee and bye. I wouldn't even be going. I'd be like going, we're meeting on Zoom or whatever the internet thing is. Yeah, okay. And it would be an interrogation. All right, how much debt or other guys' kids you got? Did you really? It says on your dating profile you don't have any kids. You got other guys' kids? What's that little kid in the background doing there that called you mommy? Is that just, oh, I'm his aunt? No, 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 no. You get to go through all that. And there's huge opportunity cost to it. There's roughly $265,000 cash outlay and $9.6 million opportunity cost. How'd you figure out that number? I'm an economist. Look it up. So there's that. The other way, just to save you the time, I'd be going overseas. And if you watched the previous video, you're not going to come back. You're going to stay there. You're not bringing them to a Western culture. You will meet them, and you got to be careful. There's a whole other thing you got to worry about going overseas. Them, namely, hoodwinking you for your money and residency. So that's not this panacea everyone makes it out to be, right? You got to go there, become part of the culture. I'd recommend you find out what country you want to live, then go live there. And if one of the local ladies happens to be very nice, fine. About living with you, man. Get it out of your head that you're going to get married and have children. There is a very good chance you will. I don't know what the chances are. I'm not an actuary. Depends on your age and all that, but ever so roughly using the she economy, it's 1 in 2. And as the numbers I do know, it's only 1 in 8 that if you do get married, you're going to be happy. These are bad statistics. These are bad chances. There's plenty of casinos all over here in Vegas where your time and money would be better spent. So, I want to find a girls. Well, I'm going to tell you, the girls may not exist. You are going to have to take, what's the word I'm looking for? Extraordinary measures, abnormal effort, exceptional effort. You're going to have to take different strategies. I would just do away with the dating apps. I mean, you see it really. I remember when I was a younger man, it was like, if there's a cute girl, I'm asking her out. That's how I literally have asked out thousands of girls. That is the number one reason for my success. Well, maybe ballroom dancing was, but very close second was volume. If not willing to do that, you're going to have to go overseas where the girls are more traditional. And again, that's not a guarantee. But I'll tell you this right now, man. Give it up. Give up the hope. Stop pining. Stop. And here's what you're doing. This is where all you guys are screwing up. Stop hinging your entire life's happiness and value on something you don't control and is out of your hands. Like, you can't pin your hope on whether the Green Bay Packers win the Super Bowl or not. It's out of your hands. So, guys, I'm not saying don't try, but please stop. And ladies too, stop pinning your hopes on other people. Stop pinning your happiness on other people. You go do your thing. You go live your life so that when you're dying, you're not like, why'd I chase girls or guys all the time? I could have hiked all those mountains. I could have drank all that wine. I could have gone all that travel. There's opportunity costs for both men and women. So I'll tell you, here's what you do. This is all you can do. All right. I have a buddy, very attractive, milfy cougar type of gal, and smart too. I could say she's a dentist. I won't mention names. And I was telling her, like, she's like, why can't I? And I said, like, what was it? Something along the lines of, how did it go? Did I choose the wrong guys? I'm like, yes, obviously you would have been married otherwise. And I'm just a dick that way. It's true. She was not amused. That's why they love old Cappy. I said, look, and this is all true about her. I said, you stayed in shape. An incredibly attractive woman. Has a real job, obviously. Did things beauty-wise to make the men happy. And I said, what more could you have done? This guy, I have an article way long ago called Why Every Man Has to Be Cary Grant. You can find that on my blog. And my whole point is that you become the best version of yourself you possibly can be, so you do not worry when someone rejects you, because it's like, well, I did everything I could. You don't take it personally anymore. It's all that person's decision. It's all up to them. And it's like we're when you're trying to bat out of your league. There'd be a gal. I'd always try and ask an 8 or a 9 out when I was younger. And if the 9 shot me down, I was half expecting that, so I wouldn't be like, oh. But there'd be times where I'm like, there's a girl who's not as attractive, but she's got that look. And there's some about that, whatever, their eyes, their nose, their ears, the way they walk, the way you just like, I need to have sex with that. I know she's only a 6.5, but man, she's got this thing, an unspoken fetish that I can't put my finger on, but I'm going to put something in. And I did one in particular, the nerd girl. I'm forgetting my train of thought. The fetish. Oh, so you'd ask a girl who was a little, a full point beneath you, and a girl would be like, "No, why?" Oh, and sometimes even insulted. And I was there like, do you not to sound like a dick, but do you know who I am? Like, I got all these great things going. When I was younger, I had a house, finances together, job, dance, the whole thing. You guys know. And now obviously the girl doesn't see that. She doesn't have the eye in Death Note. There's a real nerdy reference for you. It doesn't have all my information. But like, really? Like, we're about the same. I'm a little better looking than you even. Do you want to just give me a shot maybe? But maybe she hated something about me as quirky as whatever quirk was. And I'm like, ooh, giggity. Yeah, I like that. Their teeth, whatever it was. She's like, oh, do you see his nose? I don't like them pointy noses. Apparently I have a pointy nose. And you get to that point. You do everything you possibly can. So when a girl shoots you down of equal ranking in a 1 to 10 scale, you know that there was nothing else you could do. And she's wrong to not at least give you a shot. Okay. In that regard, she may not match up anyway, but she should at least have given you a shot. And that's all you can do, man. And then you have no expectations, none. And if you still have this hope, you still got this hope, you go pick up the book of numbers. You start searing those numbers into your mind and stop thinking with this and certainly stop thinking with that. Your entire life depends on this. And you're rich too. Okay. You're rich. So you got big risk involved too. You got to start thinking up here. And you got to say, okay, what is my opportunity cost if I go to a nightclub? Holy cow. For me to go to a nightclub now or night bar hopping, looking for girls, go to casinos, whatever. No. But that time that night is you just pay for it. You just pay for it. Oh yeah, and you can't buy a wife. True. You're right about that. But you got to look at what your opportunity cost is, because you do have opportunity costs. You're rich. I presume you make a high salary. 1 hour of your time is incredibly valuable. And so that's what I would do, man. To become the best version you could possibly be. Ask out as many girls as you can that you see that you want to. Learn to cut bait quick. Like if they're not showing up on time, if they're late, anything like that, I would say on your online dating profile, I've talked about this, only interested in marriage. I don't want any other man's kids, but you're very simple. You list 5, like no tattoos, no other man kids, but you'll whittle it down quickly. You'll get a lot of hate, but you'll whittle it down. And then eliminate all hope, have no expectations, and then start getting your ass overseas. And be prepared to learn another language and leave the United States behind. That's it. There you go. There's your practical answer. I wish it was better, but it's not. Oh, you're just fishing in the wrong hole. Maybe remember those excuses? You're just fishing in the wrong hole. Maybe you attract the wrong type of girl. How about y'all psycho bitches in this country, huh? Huh? Y'all been reading too much Vogue magazine. Maybe, huh? You thought it was cool to stand man up, to play games, huh? The Blue Wrench is in the house. Big Animations, $2.79 Canadian. Jerry Song was anti-dentite. That is correct. Good joke. Wasn't that the one where they do the dentist doctor joke? Say, yeah, all these dentists in here, I hate them so much. And he's like, yeah, I guess so. And she says, just like the Jews. Jerry's like, oh. Ben Jones, $2. Laugh out loud at media not influencing women overseas. I know, but there's still culture and tradition. Well, it's you guys are gonna have to get it through your heads. As the economy, the world economy, and world economies grow, and we have more government programs, women don't need you. And when they don't need you, you kind of see what their real effective interest in you is, and it's very little. And I know you guys are like, the girls are wives and kids are, but that's trying to think like I want my old dog Louise to come back from the dead. It's not going to happen. You have to acknowledge reality, guys. Just look. They tell you they don't need you. They stand you up. None of them has there been a recorded instance in the history of girls asking a guy out? Your online dating data shows they're skewed and only interested in a very small top, I'd say 10%. Some people say 12. No. Do you know any guy that's like, yeah, the vast majority of girls I dated were pleasant, wonderful to be around? It's no. When you believe your eyes, when you believe that, stop believing your feeling in your genetics and believe your eyes and your experiences. Big Animations, $297 or $279 Canadian. Can't wait until I can listen to your new book. Jack is recording it right now. Good old Jack Napier is recording. He's doing a pretty good job. Lord Venom, $5. My 12-year-old loves listening to you. Whoa, should he or she be listening to me? 12's a little young, don't you think? Keep up the great work. Keep saving lives, Cap. All right, well, maybe get him worthless. I don't know if he should be listening to a 12-year-old. That's a little young. It's just a little young. I mean, I guess it's better they hear it than not. I mean, he's going to go into middle school, eyes wide open. He ain't going to get duped. All right, there you go. Questions, answers. AsselConsulting.com. The menu linked down below. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.